Good morning. I finally caught up on my blog. If you're interested, douglasljudici.wixsites.com/homepage, and that should have a link on the YouTube channel. I'm doing my study there first, and then I'm boiling it down to what I say here. So today we are talking about John chapter 4. And we will talk verses 1 through 26. I believe I can finish it in time. All right. So in this, we have a conversation between Jesus and a Samaritan woman. Now, this is a very odd thing because the Jews and Samaritans split. They used to be one nation called Israel. The Jews was the kingdom of Judah that followed David's sons, and the Samaritans followed Jeroboam and the people thereafter. It was split by God. This was not going to be healed. Well, that's okay. But for some reason, they didn't like each other. And actually, there's good reason, because the Samaritans never did what God said. From the moment that they left Judah, they lived ungodly lives that were in sin, and they never turned back to God. Well, now let's see what this conversation looks like. John chapter 4, we'll start in verse 1 and go all the way to verse 26. When therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John, though Jesus himself baptized not his disciples, he left Judea and departed again into Galilee, and he must needs go through Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Joseph's well was there. Jesus therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus saith unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee to drink the living water. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Jesus answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Jesus saith unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus saith unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou hast is not thy husband. In that saidst thou truly. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour is come, when they shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The woman saith unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Jesus saith unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. Now first we have the setting. And it actually takes 6 verses to give us the setting. Now there is a issue here that's not really a big issue. We're going to have to resolve it. And actually I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to the cause. So why did Jesus go through Samaria? Well, we're told that the Pharisees heard that Jesus was having success, that he was baptizing more people than John. John was a big enough success to get them to go out of the city to question him. What did they know about Jesus? Jesus came down to the temple and ransacked it because he didn't like their selling stuff in the temple. And Jesus did a bunch of miracles, and then he left, but he didn't go very far because he's preaching to people and talking to them. And now he's having more success than John the Baptist. I can imagine the Pharisees are coming to look for him now. They want to officially test him because Nicodemus did it kind of secretly. He didn't do it as official part of the Pharisees. So now the Pharisees are coming for him. Not necessarily to kill him, but they want to challenge him. They want to see if they can use him to their advantage or if they want to destroy him. That's really what they're looking for. Now we have his escape path. They say he's in Judea. He's going to go to Galilee through Samaria. Now this is where the issue is. If the place we're given at the beginning of chapter 3 when he's baptizing is where Jesus still is, then Jesus is fairly far north up the Jordan River. And he would have to go southwest to get to Sychar and then northeast to get to Nazareth. Well, you don't leave a river valley to go southwest up to the top of a mountain to go northeast down the mountain to where you're going. That's just not normal. So there's 2 possibilities, and I have no idea which one, because the Bible doesn't tell us. It is possible that Jesus went into Samaria because he knew the Pharisees would not follow him there. The Pharisees will not set foot inside of Samaria because they hated the Samaritans so much. The other possibility is that he was no longer on the Jordan River and he'd gone south and west into the heart of Judea. And in order for him to get to the river, he would have had to go right past where the Pharisees were and then down into the Jordan River. And it was quicker for him to just go due north up into Samaria than cut a little bit east as going north to get over to Nazareth. Either way, it's not normal from Greensboro to go down to Charlotte in order to get to Boone. Normally you go west into Winston-Salem and take the highway directly to Boone. He added a bunch of time to this journey. Well, a lot of people also speculate that Jesus knows everything, which is true. So he went to Samaria just to talk to this woman. And that's very likely, but it's not the reasons that the disciples were following him. Disciples would have never followed him, except they thought he had a good reason. They thought he was trying to escape the Pharisees. So now we have the conversation. Oh, wait, now we have Sychar. This is on a mountain. Jacob dug a well there. Jacob was not a big well digger, so there's not many wells that he dug. It was the 6th hour, which is noon. Now the well's going to come up again because this well was part of her religion. But now, let's see how much of this conversation we can get. I may have to do a part 2 here. So how does this conversation start? This woman's coming out at noon to get water. She had to be there. Well, why would a woman come out at noon? Today, we don't think about it. But they're on a mountain in a very dry place. It gets hot during the day. No one goes to get water at noon but an outcast. Jesus knew she was an outcast just by her coming at noon. Most people come draw water first thing in the morning. If they run out, they might come again in the evening when the sun's about to set. Because you don't do work in the heat of the day. You do work when it's cool, when it's nice out. Now, Jesus says basically that he's thirsty. Now, Jesus never gets water. And even after the disciples come back, he's not thirsty. He's not hungry. Jesus was simply starting the conversation. Did Jesus lie? Probably not. But the thirst he was feeling wasn't for water. So Jesus started a conversation. He asked for help. That's very different than we start conversations today. But Jesus is going into the gospel. It doesn't matter how you start. You can start at a Walmart. Hey, how you doing? I see you're struggling with that. Could you use some help? Or you could start, hey, I need some help getting this down. And then you thank the guy for helping you, and somehow you make it over to God and you get into it. Well, this woman had been the source of a lot of prejudice. She was rejected by the Samaritans. But guess what? All the Samaritans were rejected by the Jews. The Jews hated the Samaritans. They saw them as half-breed, as worse than the infidels, the Gentiles that were not Jews. Well, guess what? When a person is hated, when a person is mistreated, they start to get a prejudice. They start to think that anyone in that group is going to be mean to them. And this woman did what we call today reverse discrimination. Every person thinks of something, judges something before they have all the information. And when we do this, we're going to judge wrong sometime. This woman judged wrong, wondering why Jesus would do this. You're a Jew, I'm a Samaritan. So what? We're all human. These artificial differences we make, whether they be skin color, gender, nationality, have nothing compared to being a human as being greater than being an animal. Humans are in their own class, they're different. Now, Jesus didn't really need the water. He doesn't respond to her prejudice. Responding to prejudice just makes it greater, it just confirms it. Jesus talks about water. He talks about God. If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink. Okay, he's talking spiritually. He is saying, I don't need that water. I've got something better. Why does he use this water? Because it's something she worships. It's something that she thinks gives her a right to Israel, to Jacob. Why is that so important? Jacob inherited Abraham's promise. She thinks she's getting to heaven because she was born a daughter of Jacob. And that well is her proof. That well is her claim to heaven. A lot of us claim church membership, baptism, just saying we're Christian as we're going to heaven. But guess what? The Bible doesn't say any of that. The Bible says believe in Jesus. Specifically, believe what the Bible says about Jesus. And we're going to have to continue next time. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.